Well, would you look who it is? What's happening? In case you missed it, here's just a quick snippet of what you missed last week.
Pacing back and forth like a mad dog, and then just like screaming with this look like I'm gonna murder this person as he's like, yeah!
Coming up on this episode of Real Garbage, Jeff talks about pillows.
Killing us! Pillows are killing us!
Katie wishes she had a Scottish alarm clock.
Right! 9 a.m. Wake up!
We review a movie that was made by the same guy that made some wicked movies.
I directed Predator!
And this movie is also the best, worst guest pick of all time. We'll tell you all about it right after a quick word from our fake sponsors.
Today's episode of Real Garbage brought to you by www.justdildos.com. Are you sick of those normal websites that sell all sorts of sex toys? Just Dildos sells. That's right, Just Dildos. That's www.justdildos.com. Enter the keyword real ass pain at checkout and receive 10% off your order. That's real ass pain, REELASSPAIN, at checkout to receive 10% off your dildos. Just Dildos. That's www.justdildos.com. No pocket pussies. No butt plugs. The copy here says to insert story of insert story. I don't have.
That's my favorite.
I don't have one of those. JustDildos.com. Thank you. That's all I got.
Awesome. Would you like to follow that?
I don't know how I can.
You could do just butt plugs.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by having a horseshoe up your ass. It's been me this week.
Did you get it at justhorseShoesUpTheAss.com?
Justasshorseshoes.com. Promo code RealAssHorseshoe.
This episode of Real Garbage is also brought to you by www.everythingbutdildos.com. Anal beads, butt plugs, lube, you name it.
What about those tails that you shove up your ass?
We have those too.
Nice.
Contest lines are open now, folks. Give us a call. We're looking for caller 69. Nice.
Come on down to Just Dildos for the closeout sale of the season. Everything up to 80% off. Real Garbage.
Do those have a name? The butt tails?
Furry butt plugs, maybe?
My Little Pony
My little...
butt plugs.
I feel like they should have a good name.
Right? Instead of just like furry butt plugs or fox butt plugs. Maybe they're categorized by what animal tail you get.
Yeah, there's two different ways you could categorize those. I don't know the difference in butt plug shapes.
I'm just trying to think of like
Aren't they just triangular?
They're dangly.
What?
Ass danglies? Ass danglers?
Anal beads?
No, the butt plugs with the tails on them.
I think they're more
Ass
tails
dangly.
they're more tails than dangly, I think.
Well, ass tails is too obvious. It's too easy.
No, that's what I mean. It's something nice and slick like that.
Yeah.
ass tails.
Yeah.
We'll put a pin in that one.
Are there any other tails that aren't on asses though? I don't know.
Beaver
No.
tails. The dessert.
That'd be such a gross butt plug. A fucking flappy ass leather beaver tail.
Flat and wide, too. It's like
Oh
taking
my
a ping
God.
pong paddle up the ass the wrong
Okay.
way.
It's like a studded beaver tail butt
Yes.
plug.
Instead of like cock slapping, you just get beaver slapped by something.
Welcome to the show, everybody.
It's there's too many beavers in this bedroom. Or it's just one super beaver.
We need to talk about your beaver tail addiction.
A zombie beaver.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
That probably exists.
Oh, it did? What, zombie beavers?
No, I like leather.
Oh, leather studded beaver butt plugs?
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if it didn't
Yeah.
exist.
If it doesn't, and someone makes one based off of this episode, we need royalties.
We're
No,
gonna
I think
sue.
we need to make it. I'm taking it.
Okay.
My business isn't working out too well, so leather studded butt plug beaver tails.
Subscription service.
Yes.
Yes, I'll come pick it up, drop off a fresh one.
Oh. throw them in the dishwasher. You know, they're brand
It's
new.
leather, Jeffrey.
You sell the shrunken ones to people that aren't
They're
as brave.
pre-shrunk leather
Tan.
beaver tail buttholes.
And, you know, apparently you can eat. I've talked about this before. You can
Yeah.
eat leather if you're starving, so you can eat them in a starvation situation.
Oh, there'll be a lot of eating, that's for sure.
This one's got flavor still.
Fuck, I love
that
this
peanuts?
episode already. Oh my god.
Nash Park, everybody. Hi. Welcome. Glad you made the trek out to Brentwood to talk about sex toys.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I drove all the way out here in a car.
Well, you call it a car.
I just switched over to Spotify for my podcasts, and I found it's annoying. The ones that are only video, they pause when my GPS gives a direction.
What?
It's like turn left, and then it pauses. You know, normally it then continues the podcast.
Oh,
Oh,
it
it
just
pauses
leaves it
completely.
off.
So I almost died 18 times every time I had to make a fucking turn.
Jesus.
Why? Who? You actually use the GPS voice?
I can't find anything.
No, I use GPS 100% of the time too.
Really?
If
If my wife is not in the car, I got lost. I got really lost picking her up from the airport because she wasn't in the car with
Didn't
me.
have a co-pilot.
I panicked and turned too quickly and then got lost, and then it's so sad.
I feel that.
You'd probably be really good at rally racing then. Somebody in the passenger seat
Yeah.
giving you
Yeah.
directions. Easy left.
That's
medium
true.
right.
Yeah. They're the beaver tail of rally racing. Got your back.
I wish they could.
Got your crack.
When are they going to give you the ability to pick the voice you want for GPS? Like, do we have that yet?
I was thinking,
Why you always got to bring it right back to race? I don't understand.
It's not race. I just want a different voice.
I was thinking about this yesterday with my Google Home. I was setting an alarm and it was the same robotic lady voice, and my brain instantly went, fuck, I wish I could make her Scottish. Just so when I set my alarm, she's like, right, 9 a.m. Like,
Hold on, wait.
and then when it goes off, she's like, wake up.
So when you set your alarm, your phone talks to you?
No, my Google
Oh,
Home.
your Google Home. That's creepy. I don't have one of those things yet.
Yeah,
I
don't
got
have
one
any
for
either.
Christmas last year.
How much control does she have?
Not any. I don't have Google Lights.
What's the point of having it then?
Because I yell at her and I'm like, hey, yo, Google, set my alarm tomorrow for 6 a.m. And she's like, your alarm isn't.
Or she
Right.
goes,
all
excuse me.
submissive and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
You need like someone aggressive to get you hyped up. You're like, you know, if you ask for something, it's like, yeah, I'll totally do that for you.
Yeah.
Only in the
This-
mornings, not when you're setting the alarm.
No.
You want
But so far,
you want
all-
Google to obey.
Yeah. So far,
Yes,
all
my
I
lord.
can do is set Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle alarms, like we've discussed,
Oh, yes.
where it's
Raph.
like, yeah, you pick one. It's Raph, bro. Yeah, you pick one of the Ninja Turtles to wake you up. And then one of them talks to you. And I always pick Raphael because he's the most aggressive. And then after he's like, it's Raph, wake up, bro. It's like
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles until you yell stop.
I feel like I'm way behind in the.
I was always really against these Google Homes and the Alexas until I heard that.
Now you
And
won't.
they can take everything. That's,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're which are they the new voice actors? I'm sure that's a legit voice actor.
I think so,
Did
yeah.
It cost
The
you any money?
cartoon. No, it comes there when you
What a-
ask to set an alarm, it says, okay, if you want to set a character alarm, say character alarm. So of course, me curious, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, character alarm. And it was like you can choose between Hatchimals, some other thing I can't remember, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I was like,
Hell is a Hatchimal.
I don't know. A mole that hatches out of an egg because it's half reptilian? Fuck, I don't know what the kids watch.
I think that's made up.
I don't have my phone.
You don't
That's
need
just
it.
my case.
It's fine. We'll just create our own theories on what a
Hatchimal
Hatchimal is.
right here on the TV.
New from Mattel, it's Hatchimal. Get your hands on the hottest toy this Christmas with Hatchimal. It hatches. It's a mole. It hatches. Just in time for the holiday season. Collect all 10 Hatchimals in the set and we'll send you a bonus 11 Hatchimal absolutely free.
No fucking way!
Hatchimal. We're not really sure what it does. We were super fucked up when we came up with the idea. Hatchimal.
I thought moles were birthed. Like,
They are. No, this Hatchimal is like some kid's show that has voices like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that you can set your alarm to. I don't know what it is. I don't know who they are.
Sounds like some CRISPR stuff there.
Raph is
genetic engineering.
Raph is the red one with the size.
No, I know. I was about to say he's the best one.
Thad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thad, the guy. You ever watch Blue
Yes.
Mountain State? Thad from Blue Mountain
The
State.
worst Ninja Turtle, Thad.
I don't know his name. I just know that
Yeah.
his character that he plays in Blue Mountain State. Thad.
Thad's
And then-
Ninja Turtle color is brown.
I heard
Or
some.
gray.
Yeah.
I heard someone on the radio today named their child Quiva.
What?
Eva.
Just
Quiva?
Quiva. Just
That
setting her up for just ridicule.
Quifa.
Yeah,
That's what
instantly
they're
where my head went. I went, Quiva?
Wow.
She's
She's going to change her name. I guarantee it.
Her mom's name was like Aurora or something like that.
So you go from a Disney princess name to Quiva.
I don't know if it was Aurora or not. I'm just making.
Oh.
Oh no, it was Maeve. It was Maeve. Maeve and Quiva.
Quiva.
Maybe, I don't know, if any listeners know if there's like a rich history behind the name Quiva, let us know and educate us. But regardless, that poor girl is going to be called Quifa in junior high,
Absolutely.
especially if she's decidedly uncool.
She's gonna have to be hot or she's
Her mom
screwed.
decided she was uncool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Honey, what do you think? We should name her Quiva? The dad's like,
Yeah, the dad's
No.
like, do you want her to
That
jump
dad's
off a bridge?
clearly on his way out.
Yeah.
I think they just hate each other. So like, you know what? Let's make this kid's life miserable.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but wouldn't you love to have a nice black soulful voice telling you where to turn?
See, back to race.
Well,
Told
that's
you.
yeah. Hey, you brought it up, and I had to finish that thought.
Yeah.
In my
You
head
had
for
to
the
make
last 3
sure.
minutes. I'm like, hold on.
You had to make sure you were landing on the right side. Okay.
Yeah.
I want Morgan Freeman narrating my trip.
I think they
somewhere.
have that. Don't they have that?
I'm pretty sure they do.
I think you have to buy a legit
Like an extension, a Morgan Freeman expansion.
I mean
It's
like
just a
like
mole. You put a mole on it.
just freckles.
Yeah.
I think you have to actually buy a navigation system though to get them. I don't think it's like an app.
Yeah,
I think
no,
it's like a separate.
like
you need to
a
buy
Garmin.
Garmin. That's
Yeah.
what it is. Well, there's another voice. There's another one too. I can't remember what it
Didn't
is.
you
I
get
don't
Darth Vader? He's
Yeah,
voiced.
there's Darth Vader on Garmin GPSs too. Have either of you ever heard? He's a YouTuber, also musician, also gamer. His name's Corpse Husband.
You show me him.
I want
he
that
plays
voice.
He plays Among Us.
That's something I will never Google.
Just turn the safe filter on.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
No, I want that voice dictating where I go. He
Interesting voice.
I did get recognized for my voice in person the other day. In a f***ing drive-through.
and he also has never done a face reveal in his entire 5 years on YouTube, and he
so
never
fun.
will.
He's like Batman.
Yeah, so it
Or
adds
Raph. Sorry.
it adds this extra layer of mystery. But yeah, I wish I had that voice narrating what to do.
Can you mimic it? Give us an example.
I don't know.
What was
Okay, one
that?
sec. That's me getting into character.
Does he also sing for the Disturbed?
No, but he.
I could do that like 3 times out of 10.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
my car. I do
Yeah,
it until I
right.
can get it 2 times in a row, and I'm like, okay.
That's good.
No, I'm thinking about it. There's no way I can mimic it, but it's very like
I'm sure you could try.
I don't know. I'm okay at it if I hear his song and I'm like singing along with it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Fine.
I don't know. But
I'm trying to think of his voice now. I know it's.
we'll insert it here.
Yes. And here he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about Rollerball?
No.
Oh, come on.
Absolutely
Come on.
not.
This.
I want to first off apologize. I thought it'd be more of a fun watch. It was more of a not fun watch.
Yeah.
I don't know about you two, but I laughed a lot. Like I was telling Nash when he got here, I had to. This movie took me an extra 45 minutes to watch because I didn't want to miss a single thing. So every time I made a note, I paused.
Whoa.
I paused. I like most times I'm just like I don't give a shit. Just writing down.
you
I
were
don't- if I
invested.
miss it, no, I was invested in this because this movie, this was a masterpiece of shit. Like $70 million budget. It made $25,900,000.
That sucks.
This single-handedly ended McTierney. Was that the name of the
Yeah.
director? This guy did Die Hard.
That was when I
What?
when I
He
looked
directed Die Hard.
Die Hard. I wrote it down.
Yeah, me too. I made a list.
Die Hard,
Predator?
Hunt for Red October.
Last Action Hero.
Yeah. Die Hard with a Vengeance, Thomas Crown Affair, and Rollerball.
Whoa.
This was his second last movie. This was 2002. He did one more in 2003. I didn't inquire about that one, and then he's just not on IMDb anymore.
He shot himself. No, he didn't. I
Is
don't
he
know.
alive? I meant to look today. I forgot to double
I don't
check.
know.
I think
we'll put
he
it
is.
right there.
Yeah. Birth date, still alive.
Yeah.
So after I found that, after I looked that up and then became aghast, all of a sudden I felt way better about the movie, and I didn't feel mad at anybody in the movie because if somebody came to you and was like, "Hey, the guy that made Die Hard, Predator, The Thomas Crown Affair, The Hunt for Red October,
Last action.
Die Hard with a
hero.
Vengeance, The Last Action Hero wants you to be in a movie
You'd be like,
about
hell
roller
yeah.
skating in the future, you're gonna do it."
Wait, it wasn't the future,
It was
though.
2005.
It was present
At the
day.
time, it was 3 years in the future. This came out.
True.
So I was unaware that this is a remake. This is a remake
Yeah.
of
I
a
didn't know that.
1975 movie that was set in the future.
In
Yeah.
2005?
I guess 1975 things looked different
Yeah.
back then.
And apparently the original one was way more focused on like the societal woes and
James
the,
Caan.
Yeah.
Not making it look like a
Not action.
Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Holy, this movie was.
I thought I was high.
Right?
I've never been like I feel I'm pretty with it. I watch a lot of movies. I got a brain. I can figure out where things go. At some point, I was like, "What the fuck is happening? Did I smoke something? Did somebody shoot me with a doobie dart or something?"
Did you watch it with subtitles or no subtitles?
Yeah. Subtitles.
Okay. So when they were speaking 19 different other languages, was there any subtitles?
No.
Do you wait?
So-
do you guys watch the movie in English with subtitles?
Yeah.
Oh.
We usually do.
Is that a hot podcast tip?
Yeah, you know.
Maybe.
It's just a personal preference.
Yeah. I find it helps us like pick out certain things that we might not be able to hear because sometimes audio on movies we watch is really fucked. Like
I love all clamoring. One
Yeah.
of my favorite things to see is everyone clamoring. You're
Yeah.
like, what the hell is clamoring?
That's a good podcast name.
We've clamored once or twice.
All
already. All clamoring. It is actually a really good podcast name.
Yeah.
Trademark it.
Damn it.
But what subtitles did on this was completely remove the subtitles for the other languages I noticed
Yeah.
with 30 minutes left to go in the movie. Because there was a point where I just thought to myself, there's a lot of like speaking Russian, speaking Cantonese,
Yeah.
speaking Japanese. I'm
And
like,
you're like, great.
should
Yeah, I feel like they weren't really rolling out the dough for the subtitles.
where does $70 million go? Seriously. But then, yeah, I shut them off with half an hour left, and it was like, they're going to kill somebody. And they're speaking in Russian. I'm like, oh, come on. I missed a solid 20 minutes probably of dialogue in this movie of them
Yeah.
speaking different languages because I had the subtitles on.
Yeah.
It's what a fucking shit show.
Yeah. And that raises a good question. Where did the 70 million go? Because I mean Rebecca Romaine Stamos
With her stellar accent.
This is all these people. Only LL Cool J was the only big hitter at the time.
Yeah, because the guy who played Jonathan, his biggest role at the time was like Oz in American Pie.
Suck me, beautiful.
Suck me, beautiful.
That's all I can think of when I see him is that one line. from that
All I
movie.
think of when I see him is not Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Dollar store Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Okay, before we jump into this, would you like to nutshell this for the viewers and listeners, the realtors out there? Just tell them what this movie is in a nutshell.
Okay, so this is Rollerball 2002. Do not get that confused with the 1975 version starring James Caan. Do you want the whole thing or just the
Just the elevator pitch is Evan Mumford.
like the
gave
back
us.
of the box? Okay.
Yeah.
So this is made in 2002. This is set in 2005. Fucking strap in. Because it's about to get 3 years tomorrow.
In the future.
So there's this new game invented that's never been thought of before, apparently, called Rollerball, and it's just essentially roller derby, but with a ball
And motorcycles.
and a motorcycle. Each team gets a motorcycle, and they don't explain the rules of the motorcycle, which I found a little frustrating because it kept being like, "There's motorcycles, why?" So this is centered around Jonathan Cross, played by not Keanu Reeves, who's a professional hockey player, an aspiring professional hockey player, and then chooses to instead pursue his dream of hockey, which would have been probably a better movie. He decides to go to Russia with LL Cool J to join the Rollerball League. And and make lots of money, fast cash, but things aren't quite as they seem.
That's a pretty good pitch.
Yeah.
See, you say it like that, and it's like, that sounds like a cool movie.
It
This could be
sounds
a lot of
great.
fun.
Yeah.
Then the guy who directed Die Hard, The Last Action Hero, Predator,
Hunt for Red October.
Hunt for Red October,
Thomas
The Thomas
Crown
Crown Affair,
That is too much.
is going to direct it. You'd be like, this sounds fucking awesome. And you know what? It's going to start with a street luge race.
Yeah.
Was
in
this a-
San Francisco.
Was this a secret street luge race?
it gave me
Because
Fast and the Furious vibes.
well, everything was silhouetted, and it seemed like it was very hush-hush. We can't tell
Fucking
everybody
cool.
what this is.
I was
Yeah.
like, this is going to be sick. I was like, they're starting with a luge race. Oh my God, on the streets of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Was it televised? I don't think it was live streaming, but it was being shot with numerous cameras, like a Tokyo drift race.
yeah.
Like people on motorcycles, people on skateboards, filming everything. You're like, okay, this is pretty intense. Yeah. But I had so many questions right off the bat.
Kid, are you in or out? I'm in.
He seemed reluctant to race. It was like, hey, you gonna race? And he's in the back of a van like a captive going,
With his luge suit on. I
yeah.
don't know.
I don't know, man.
he wasn't wearing a suit. He was just wearing like a long sleeve shirt, jeans, and hockey gloves and a bike helmet. And the guy he was racing against looked like he was ready for war.
That's true.
It seemed
He
like
looked
an
like
uneven match.
decked out with NASCAR stuff, like all these decals and this suit.
Must have been his lucky gloves because he took them with him.
This
When
was
he-
the
when he left.
slowest luge street race I have ever. I was so stoked when they whipped out the luges. I was like, this is amazing. And then I think they just turned the camera and just pushed him across flat ground. So it made it look like he was going downhill. That's my theory.
Yeah,
Because they were just
probably.
like, and then just the fast cuts and the cameras, and there's like,
What was with the double shots? They used it a few times where it would like
called-
cut to somebody and then it would it would cut to them again and they would
that's
redo the-
hiding a bad edit. That's hiding a bad take with a style.
It just seemed it was very jarring.
And some of them they didn't have like a good enough zoom, so it was just a clear jump cut.
Yeah.
Yes, like hey, let's just change the scale from 100 to 110. There we go. Let's change that right there.
Yeah.
Editor lingo, you know.
So Johnny Cross, yeah, we meet him silhouetted against the setting sun in San Francisco to an underground, above
Luge.
street luge race.
In the middle of the, it went from morning to the middle of the day. It seemed.
Yeah.
I will say that the jumps on the luges, I was getting pretty stoked on.
They were intense.
Yeah. Those-
Yeah.
It seems like you can't go down a street in San Francisco without jumping.
No.
From if movies have taught us anything, it's
20-minute luge race.
yeah, you have to jump. Like it's like okay, I'm gonna take this real slow. Losing looks really uncomfortable. Also, like have you ever you go to sleep at night, maybe one pillow isn't enough, and you put a second one in there. That's what
Yeah.
losing looks like.
I
to
can't
me.
even lay down in the tub.
I don't even sleep with a pillow anymore.
What?
Honestly, it's the greatest thing for your spine. Get rid of your pillows.
What is with this week and finding out weird fucking things about my friends and pillows? I have like 16 of them at home, and I have this little cocoon of pillows all around me, so I'm on a fucking cloud party.
Like in bed?
And
16 pillows in bed.
probably
It seems like you wouldn't have any room to sleep.
I do. And then one of my friends told me that they sleep with one flat pillow, like they're in prison and
You
they
know-
enjoy it.
You know why?
No, I
Because-
don't, because that's psychotic to
because
me.
Pillows are horrible for you. They're killing
No.
us. Pillows are killing us.
No.
They
Oh
are.
my God, are you one of these no shoes guys?
Oh, I wear shoes. Shoes, boots, sandals,
Okay.
flip flops. I got to get myself some slippers at Christmas.
I
Yeah.
like a good like dense pillow that sinks.
Yes.
Like a memory foam.
So it turns
Yeah.
into a flat pillow
But then
in
it
theory.
Yeah, because when you're sleeping, your spine, if you're just laying flat, your spine is in perfect alignment. As soon as you had a pillow in there, it's like
I'm not
curves everything.
I'm not talking about I use 16 pillows like the princess and the pea.
Standing up in bed, just a tower of pillows behind
No,
you.
I have my bed's against the wall. I have a body pillow
You mean
sunk
it isn't
down.
in the center of the room like normal people?
No, it's against the wall like normal people. Because it's against the wall, and then
Because that's what normal people say.
Yeah, yeah.
and then I have direct access to look directly at my door in case something comes. But anyway, I have 3 body pillows, one on top of another, blocking up the crack in between the wall and my bed.
What's gonna or you like? Is your room like next to a subway? Like what's what's gonna come?
She
through
lives in
fucking-
the Sydney ghetto.
I don't fucking know. I've talked about it before, how I heard some spooky stuff in my house one time. So we'll see. But no, I have my 3 body pillows against the wall. So if I roll around in my sleep, I don't bang into the wall. And then I have 2
And
big...
awaken the subway monster.
Yeah.
How much moving are you doing in your sleep?
A lot. I don't know why. I also talk in my sleep, and if I overheat, I get nightmares. So
Because you need your foot fan.
that's only in the summertime.
Is your foot fan Greg? I know Greg.
Yeah, Greg the foot fan
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ew.
Stands outside the
just-
window.
That's fucking sick.
you. I got you.
Okay, why? This isn't...
He's like dabbing it with a damp like paper towel. I got you. I got you. Just go.
It's job creation right there.
Yeah.
You don't even have a bed. You just sleep on 16 pillows. That's all it
Dream
is.
catcher. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Before we continue, I forgot. I brought headphones. Do you want these headphones? Okay.
I'm getting used to using these actually.
Okay.
Because it sometimes I don't wear it too. I just want to let the hair. You know how it is. You used to have long hair. You know how it is.
True.
Yeah. You just want to let it flow.
You just wanna-
Headphones inhibit that sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
I have to keep a toque on though because I noticed one episode I must have run my hand through my hair like 100 times. It's a bad habit.
I don't think so. I think it looks good.
Not when every single time it cuts to me, I'm like, yeah, anyway, that's what's going on in this movie. I got to make a point
Cool
about
guy
this.
Jeff.
Just wait, hold on. Back to the story. So,
Okay, if the luge races into LL Cool J's car, the cops
yeah,
come.
the Porsche.
The cops come because somebody complained about a luge race. They're like, this luge race is taking too long.
it's too slow.
Yeah.
Way too slow. How did LL Cool J just find him randomly on the street in San Francisco when he's been overseas playing what apparently was rollerball? Sounded like he was over there. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
I've been over there. Like, over where?
Yeah.
Let me find out later. It's rollerball. He just shows up in San Francisco, just randomly drives around town. Oh, look, there he goes. And just swerves up next to him and was like, get in the car.
Yeah, and just swings into the Porsche door. Just what?
Yeah, it was cool.
And
Very cool.
Jonathan is just like, not even phased by ripping down a street on the luge. He's like, hey, what's
Yeah.
going on, buddy?
Also,
How you
his
doing?
luge is gone. I don't know
Yeah,
how
just
expensive
destroyed.
those are.
Probably not.
Probably
very.
not cheap.
What?
It's like a longboard skateboard's like a good $300.
It's a
good
very
one.
specialty item. I imagine it's.
I'd say $1,000.
Was he
I think
actually
more.
using a luge though, or one of those things mechanics use to shimmy under your car?
A creeper? Those things have
Sure.
like wheels.
Jim,
like
he was
this.
using a Jim? Who was the foot guy? What was that guy's name?
Greg.
Greg. Sorry. Oh, I fucked that up.
It's cool. We'll just edit it out. Fix it in post.
No, and then
Jim Greg.
Jim-
His mouth looked different.
and
It felt different. Greg and Jim, we both got you.
yeah,
Left and right. We got left and right. You gotta guess who's on the left, who's on the right. No nightmares tonight. We'll keep you nice and cool. Sleep. We got you. We brought a little spray bottle. It's with room temperature, just so we don't want you to get cold either.
So he loses his probably $1,500, $2,000 luge.
yeah, and then the cops are raiding his apartment.
Oh man. What?
Forgot about that.
I love
He gets
that
home
scene.
and he's like, oh shit.
Oh, it's like this. Oh no, the cops.
And he slinks back into the alley, and they're
No urgency at all. Just
no. And there are like 4 cop cars there, and they're all like, "Yeah, we need backup."
and then he just leans against the wall and it's like rollerball.
Yeah, and
Just
he's
opening
that's when he
credits.
decided to go to Russia.
4 months later.
Okay, I want to reiterate. If you ever see a street luge, when you witness a street luge, you're going to see like,
Yeah.
you're not going to call the cops. It's just going to be over.
Yeah. And how did they know it was him?
Well, I just saw something. It looked, I don't know, like a man on
Yeah.
a skateboard.
It might have been Keanu Reeves. I can't tell from this
He
distance.
looks
Are
like
these
Keanu.
promo shots for Cyberpunk?
It's Johnny Silverhands on a luge.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
But yeah, no, good point. Like, how did they narrow it down to him
Yeah.
and get there so quick?
Maybe
Like,
that's why. I think there's a lot of backstory. I think that's why he didn't want to luge, was because he's like, I'm court ordered not to.
So maybe the cops were already on their way to his place,
Yeah.
and he's like, I'm going to go for a luge ride instead,
I
being
don't
home and getting arrested.
He's actually, the cops are there for some domestic abuse dispute.
Not even
Yeah.
there for him.
Not
He's
even
just like,
luge related.
oh, well, any excuse to go to Russia, I guess.
Yeah.
And then, 4 months later, he's in Russia, and he's become the biggest name in rollerball in 4 months. And they made sure we knew that rollerball was watched around the world with the repeated
Yeah.
graphic coming up and then being like, oh, speaking Cantonese. Graphic speaking German. Like, okay, we get it. It's around the world. People watch it globally.
Except
John,
in
we sh-
Canada.
John, we sure we want that? I directed Die Hard, damn it!
Haven't you seen Hunt for Red October? I was trying to think of the other one. What's the other one?
The Last Action Hero, Predator,
No,
Die Hard with a Vengeance, the Thomas Crown Affair, Rollerball.
Rollerball.
It's Rollerball.
Whoa.
I had to do that because that's going to be in the clip at the
I-
start.
I
wa-
didn't.
and that guy
I
was
didn't even
ridiculous.
recognize you for 30 seconds.
That guy was ridiculous. That
I know.
American announcer.
Yeah.
You mean not Tom Arnold?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I was like. I could tell who they wanted to cast in all these roles. They
It's-
got LL Cool J, which was
They
great.
did.
He wasn't doing
probably,
much else.
I think he did Deep Blue Sea right,
right.
before or right after.
Kill my bird.
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey, the director of Die Hard, Predator, The Last Action Hero, The Thomas Crown Affair, Die Hard with a Vengeance,
Wants
The
you in
Hunt
his
for Red
movie.
October, wants in his movie.
And you're like, oh,
He's like,
shit.
yeah. Of
I'll
course,
put
he
my-
directed Die Hard.
I'll put my rap album on hold for this.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a good idea.
So
Nay.
I feel the 4 months later, that's the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I said. He becomes the top player in rollerball. Where's that movie?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
movie you want. And first of all, because luging, other than the extreme aspects of both sports, I use that loosely when referring to rollerball,
Nothing to do with each other.
nothing to do with each other.
He could have been robbing a bank on rollerblades. He
Yes.
could have been
that's-
playing. He could have been playing underground street hockey for
Yeah.
money, or I don't know, like
Yeah.
anything else but luge.
Could have been this
Anything.
movie could have been retired NHL players who in their retirement play this game.
Okay, this is what would have happened. Him and his brother are robbing a bank on rollerblades. His brother gets caught by the cops. He can't go home because the cops are there. In order to break his brother out, he needs money. So LL Cool J is like, hey, there's this cool underground thing that's getting pretty big. You're really good at skating. You should try it. And then he skates it and he's got motivation.
There we go.
There you go. See, you should make movies, man.
That's so much better than 4 months later.
Yeah.
I can't do anything in 4 months.
Yeah, let alone become the best at something.
I haven't really accomplished a lot in 9 months.
And rollerblading and ice skating are quite different
Yeah.
from my limited participation in both.
He's become the biggest thing ever, and we are introduced to him by the chant of John Ton.
Jonathan.
Jonathan. Oh, come on.
Oh, I forgot to ask you guys at the beginning of this podcast if you were wearing your armadillo.
I don't need mine.
Incredible.
It seems a back brace would kind of hinder your performance, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
I've worn one of those before.
For what?
Not that bad. My brother used to mountain bike, and he had this like sick armor, much like rollerball, and I used to put it on because I was a child.
And it looked cool. You felt like a cyborg.
But I
wearing
could
it?
do crazy jumps and fall, and you'd be fine.
Really?
It really works, especially from sharpened lacrosse scoops.
What was with the outfits? There were
The $70 million did not go to that.
so many issues with the team dynamic here. So they roll out the players, literally roll the players out.
Yeah.
All of them except for Jonathan is like, hey, Jonathan, it's time. He gets his own entrance by skating up a ramp and flipping out of the stands. And then they decide to have a team.
Die Hard, damn it!
Then they decide to have a team meeting. It's like, why wouldn't you have the team meeting first, then roll out as a team, then play? It's like, no, let's roll them all out, except for one player. Let him go next. Then everybody sit down and have a chat for 5 minutes. Then we'll start playing.
This was when the fever dream,
This where you thought you got drugged?
yeah,
Yeah.
Point?
where I was like, I don't know what's happening, and there are motorcycles, and they explain the game with this like CG graphic, and they don't explain the game well. I had to pause it and like try and figure it out in my head.
Hang on, I can remember this. My neighbor gave me some weed. I was a little bit high when I watched this. I think that's probably what made it better. They have to.
That would have helped.
You have to get the ball. You have to go around the figure 8 twice.
Yeah.
Jump up on the catwalk. I think they call it the catwalk or something else. You have to jump up onto it, scoot across it, back down, go around again. Then you have to hit a jump and throw the ball at a large dish. And then that sets off fireworks, and that means you scored. And then a graphic comes up on the screen showing your team member name. Very complicated. I had to watch it twice because I was writing and I didn't pause it. And I was like, God damn it, what'd they say?
The fireworks are part of the game.
Yeah.
Fireworks, the motorcycles that allow you to propel a teammate as well as use it as a weapon.
Also, why?
I think so.
What are the teams? Are there positions on the team? I know sometimes some people are on a bench. Some people get called in.
Yeah. What is his name? Tubbo?
Jonathan? Oh, Toba.
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 What was Toba's position? That sweet angel.
He was supposed to be 400 pounds. The guy looked like he was maybe a deuce and a half. Maybe. Like, oh, he must be 400 pounds. No, he's not. None of these people looked as big as they said they did.
And a half.
A deuce and a half. He wasn't that big. He was an enforcer, I guess, that they
I'm
only
gonna
bring
use
on
that.
at certain points in the game because, like, he wasn't out there the whole time.
Defense.
And it never looked like the whole team was out there. Yeah, like you said, we don't know how many. Is it teams of 5, teams of 3?
So everybody listening, after the luge race, then this happens. And this is a 25-minute sequence of them playing rollerball in
Yeah.
a fever dream. They explain it with graphics, and then they just play rollerball. I don't even remember what happens after that.
Hold on. No, this is why I make notes. So this is a rematch. This is a rematch they have against the Horde. Yeah. Oh, trust me. I was paying attention here. Because
I don't have that at all.
I made that note because the American announcer is like, this is coming in the form of payback. And they cut to a French guy and he's going, vengeance. He didn't laugh, but I added that in myself because you can't do a French impression without throwing that in.
Also, I would just like to point out that my World of Warcraft loving ass was so pissed off that the Horde team was gold. What the fuck?
It's 2002, set in 2000. When did WoW come out?
WoW came out well before that, I'm pretty
Was
sure.
it well before that or before that? I played it in 07.
Or WoW before that?
I think,
Wow.
well, no, Vanilla Classic.
Wow. Wow.
I don't know. Maybe Classic was at this
Rollerball
point.
really sucks. Oh, wow.
Maybe Vanilla was at this time, but still,
Vanilla?
2002, really?
the very beginning.
No. Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
That's what the Warcraft beginning is called? Vanilla?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, get with it. Wow. Get with it.
Vanilla and then Burning Crusade.
Burning
and then
Crusade. Oh, my God.
The Lynch King? Wow.
The Wrath of the
I
Lich
played back
King.
in 07. It's been a long time.
That's all I got. I didn't realize I was so good at this impression.
Tick. Put it on the list.
Wow. Holy shit, it's become meta.
Compilation of wows.
Oh, wow.
So this is when they roll out Toba, and so what happens at the end of this match is Toba gets clubbed, so he gets hit, somebody knocks his helmet off, and then he gets smashed in the face with
He's
the
been
rollerball.
set up. It's been clear to us, not to Jonathan Cross.
Oh, he's oblivious. He's a star, man. He's focused on just hoarding the ball and kicking ass and being a, what do they call it? Bogarting it.
Yeah.
Bogarting it. So yeah, Toba gets wrecked.
And we have no idea what happens to him.
And I think Toby's a simple-minded.
he's-
Can we say that?
Seems
Yeah.
a little simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I said on the spectrum to myself, I was like, no, it doesn't make sense because he's just a little,
He would have been really good if he was
yeah,
on the spectrum.
a little calculating.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
wow.
So this is, we cut back to the locker room. We see a lot. So this originally apparently got a hard R rating is what I read. But now it's the one I watched was PG-13 on MGM channel there.
There was a lot of boobies in it.
I was going to
though.
say, I made a little note, today's
Me too.
at like about 25 minutes in.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't have to. I was going to remember.
yeah.
This is the best part of the movie. That's how it got 1 point out
So
of
this is
10.
after the fever dream of this 25-minute rollerball game.
Yeah. That ends with Toba getting his face wrecked.
Oh, don't forget about the really offensive reporter asking the black player if his mother was a crack whore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He goes, you translated that? And he goes,
And he's like, my mom's a pediatrician. And then the subtitle for Russian is, yes, that's correct.
oh, see, I didn't see that. Because that was, again, like I was only getting half the subtitles. I wasn't getting all the ones for the different languages. I should have turned them off.
I also have this written down. LL Cool J's got all the cool lines because he's like that big tank guy, the other enforcer on the team, and he's like, "I got it." And then he's like, he could be on PCP for all you know.
Yeah, don't mess with him, man. Then it's they go outside. They're like, "Man, I love this," and he's like, "I told you, big money, start him, bro." And they're like, "Let's go to the club." And then they jump over a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot it during the sequence. Remember they get down because Toby gets knocked out and doesn't die. He should have died horrifically.
Well, maybe he did.
But then he
Nobody
starts.
knows.
Then Johnny Tongue Cross starts skating around, and then it's like everybody's silent.
by himself.
Yeah.
And he signals the band.
And he goes up and he bangs on the plexi, and then he's like,
He starts jamming with the band.
And he drop kicks a dude in the face.
Yeah.
Scores. Game's over.
John, this seems really. I directed Predator. I know what I'm doing. You play along with the skater. Faster. Drums, go. Bass. I don't want a headstock on that bass. Get that bass out of here.
Keyboard, go.
Yeah, oh, man. Yeah, I missed that. I still got that in my notes. Thank you for bringing that up because it was
I was
weird.
kind of mad I did.
I thought so. I'm thinking he's loaded already. He's jumping into like a I don't know what kind of car it was,
a
but it looked
Shelby.
expensive.
It was a rare Shelby.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. So he hops into there. I'm like, oh, he's already loaded. But it turns out the owner's just giving him cars because that thing gets blown up later. Yeah. He's like, oh, he'll get you another one. Don't worry. On to
go
page
to the club.
2. What a weak ass entrance to a club scene.
Salut, cowboy.
Rodeo. That's great.
$70 million. And you get
And
they
that
come into the
thing
club.
isn't packed.
That's because that was the
Yeah.
coolest club Quebec City had. Vengeance. That's what I'm assuming the club's name was.
Probably.
Club Vengeance.
La Vengeance.
The weakest entry ever into a club. It's just them talking. I'm like, how about just some bassy music, maybe some slow motion shots,
Yeah.
some slow motion girls
Like the
dancing,
club
drinks
scene-
getting poured. Like
The club scene in, what was it, Blade 3?
the
Where
first Blade.
Blood, the
The
first Blade.
opening scene in Blade.
Where the blood, that's a club scene.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. That
This
just thumping
they go to
music, you're like,
Vengeance, the quietest club I've
Yeah.
ever fucking heard. I think there's no music during the end of that scene. I was like,
No.
there's no.
They didn't edit any in.
The primary audio is just them talking. I'm like, okay, this is no fun.
Yeah.
And this is where, okay, they meet up with the team, because I guess the team beat them there. I don't know how, because they raced there. And is it Aurora? No, not Aurora. It's one of the team, the motorcycle. No, Aurora.
Katya.
Because I didn't understand.
Katya, that's such a good name.
I know.
Did you guys know that Aurora was the motorcycle chick?
No, because they don't explain anything.
No, I didn't get it at all until later on. I'm like, oh, she's on their team.
I was like, maybe she's not in this movie. I thought, or she comes in later.
Rebecca Romaine had a big, she was like the third name on the or fourth name on the list.
I just recognized her mouth in that Sauron-esque mask.
I couldn't tell it was her. And then, like, later on when they're banging in the gym, I'm like, is he just banging some chick he doesn't want the team to know about? I don't know. I didn't know.
She's got a gross scar on her face. Yeah.
Okay, that pissed me off because
The hottest scar ever.
yeah, because in the trivia, she said she'd only be in this movie if they took out her nude scene and gave her a deep scar. And I'm like, bitch, that is
symbolic.
It's a flesh wound. It's constantly red and puckered like you just got scratched. It's not a scar.
We got some side boob, too. Like,
That's true.
we're gonna get
They
the full
CG'd
thing.
over that.
The side boob?
That shadow, yeah.
Oh. Make them bigger?
No, to cover them up.
Oh.
Because they wanted to get a PG-13 rating, so they went back. And she did have a topless scene, but that shadow is
Well,
digitally.
She's
That's where the money went.
It was interesting that she was just working out topless, just doing curls topless. I'm like, that's an interesting gym choice.
you pinch your fucking nipple.
That's
off.
very Russian.
I want to go to a gym in Russia.
Vengeance.
So he leaves the club and he drives to
No,
see
but they
her.
spoon on the gross sauna floor
Yeah.
first.
I won't even go in
Yeah,
a
they
sauna
get-
without flip flops on.
They get there and then they're face to face, and she just forces him to motorboat her and suffocates him.
Also very Russian.
And then
But was she supposed to be Russian? Because she did not sound
no,
Russian.
because her little card said Black Widow Netherlands. And she was like speaking Russian the whole time.
So Netherlands
Pick
is
a
that
lane, babe.
Danish?
Danish or
What does a
Swedish.
Danish person sound like?
I don't know.
Because she did not. Like, I guess she got like I looked at the down the list on IMDb, and it was like 5 awards. I'm like, what? Like worst movie, worst accent, her. So I'm like, oh yeah, her accent was kind of in and out. It was very. She just kind of was choosy with it.
I didn't think it was. I read that too, but I didn't think it was that bad.
It wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. Like I wouldn't.
I've
look at
heard
that and
worse.
Go, that is a spot on the Russian accent.
Yeah, it was kind of like I was just so distracted by everything else. Maybe that.
Yeah.
You know when you like. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So this is and this is where sorry, before they left the club, there was somebody handed, was it Katya? Handed the helmet to, this is Toba's helmet. It was cut, and then he takes it to the owner, and the owner's like, oh, I will address this right away, and Petrovich. And that's where you're like, oh yeah, he's the bad guy.
By
Yeah.
the professional, right? Leon.
Yeah.
Leon the professional.
Bonjour.
You know, are we supposed to know he's the bad guy, or just like,
I don't think so.
I kind of knew he was because his name was the second on the credits list.
Any person who looks like the human embodiment of a rat is always the bad guy. Look at the Count in Moulin Rouge. Look at
Never
this
seen it.
guy. What?
I don't want to watch Moulin Rouge.
It has Obi-Wan Kenobi in it.
I hope we want to not watch it.
I never watched it, but only because this one friend in high school fucking loved it. Sorry, I swore again. And then
It's cool. This will be an uncensored one.
he just wouldn't stop talking about it, and I'm like, I'm never watching this movie. It's like I'm never watching Hamilton.
It's like Grease. I've never
Ooh,
seen
same.
Grease.
What?
Never seen Grease.
I've seen Grease. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
Come on.
I might someday. So
You'll get there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Did anybody else notice? So this is where he. At this point, yeah, they leave the gym, get into a traffic jam. For some reason, she starts a riot.
No.
and his-
There's already like a protest going on. She just goes up to see what's happening and then realizes
starts a riot.
No, she doesn't start it. She's like, run.
Well,
like
I'm assuming she did because she drove her motorcycle in there, revved it up, stood it up on its end, flipped it around, and then sped back.
I didn't even think of that.
Like a horse, just
Very Russian.
yeah.
very Netherlands of her. Sped backwards and was like, get out of the car, get out of the car. And then all of a sudden a riot started.
Dutch. Netherlands is Dutch.
Dutch, there you go. Crazy Dutch bastard. And they firebomb his car, just his car.
Yeah.
Nobody else's. There's
Well,
like,
probably
boom,
because
Molotov in the convertible.
if you're like poor, like impoverished poor, and these people are coming in making shit tons of money doing this, and you see their car, you'd torch it too.
I think that was supposed to be more a part of the story. I think that's part of the unrest.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden there's a riot that we have no idea what this is for.
Yeah.
It
The
seems like,
mines.
it seems like Rollerball is the only thing that can satiate these people.
Because that riot had no. They're like, we'll just get you another car, and then that
yeah.
was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't hear anything else about the riots. There was no story like, oh, riots continue in Russia today. Just like, okay, cool, right on.
Okay.
And so after this is where he goes to meet his team at the airport. And did anybody else pick out his 5 o'clock shadow that just appeared
Yep.
an hour after he left her?
Yep.
It looked like it was painted on. Like,
Yeah.
It was.
That's
it was.
That's when
comical.
Kate left, but my wife. She was like, "That's so weird looking. That doesn't look real."
I rewound it about a minute, and I was like, okay, he's like baby faced right here when he
Right?
punches that guy. Oh yeah, they go to somebody's apartment.
Oh,
the news guy's apartment. Man, there's so
yeah.
many things going on.
Yeah, like why did they go there? What were they doing?
They're tracking down the TV guy because she
Right.
points out that the
they're trying to-
4 cameras were pointed at Toba when
Oh,
he got
that's right.
wrecked. So they were like, oh, they're doing this for ratings.
Yeah.
They're hurting people on purpose for ratings. So like, well, let's go talk to this TV guy. They show up at his place, and this
He's gone. He's dead.
henchman
Mm-hmm.
just reaches out like Kalima and like
Yeah.
grabs her by the shoulder. It doesn't try to attack her or anything. And then all of
No.
a sudden, Jonathan's like,
He's like
just-
the landlord. He's like, "Ah,
Yeah.
do you know where this guy is?
Your rent is due.
please, I'm just here I'm just feeding cats." Fucking murdered.
And she's like, "Don't kill him."
And that's where he looks baby faced. And then, an hour
Yeah.
later, he's on an airplane.
It's like, you know how they CGI'd Henry Cavill's mustache off.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they CGI'd this 5 o'clock shadow on. Maybe that's where the 70 mil.
Maybe they did. Maybe the whole movie had a 5 o'clock shadow, and it didn't test well, and they just forgot about that one scene.
It's going to cost us $50 million to get rid of all the 5 o'clock.
I directed
shadows.
Predator, damn it! Take it off.
Sergey, that's the
so-
guy's name.
Sergey.
So they go to the
Sergey.
airport, they get on a plane, and then they land at the exact same airport.
Yeah.
With their cars in their Hercules airplane that they travel.
That's a
Yeah.
baller move, though. That's a Saudi
That's
Prince move.
yeah.
I'm
it
bringing my
is.
car.
And they gave him a new car. They're like, here you go.
I can't do that because I only have a car.
Van.
So technically, I do bring my car everywhere.
So this is where they're playing. Who are they? What team? I can't remember the
Oh.
team. Did you write down any team names? All I got is a horde
No,
and
the
are they-
horde and the.
They're like the Red Vikings or something, or Red something.
My brain was working overtime just to
Yeah.
comprehend. I didn't have time for details like that.
What I did pick up was when they started filming this away game, the guy says 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm like, fuck this! What the hell?
Uno, dos, tres,
No,
cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well,
I'm
this is
out.
it's a global game.
It's a U2 count, right?
They're trying to. hello, hola.
And then they start playing Rob Zombie, and I was like, you son of a bitch.
Okay, we haven't even brought up the soundtrack in this at all. First game was soundtrack by POD, the song "Boom," like the
Yeah.
hit of 2002.
What was that?
This soundtrack.
Boom! Here comes the
yeah,
boom!
yeah.
Radio not.
That's basically the movie.
Yeah.
That was the preview when you said, "Hey, have you watched Rollerball?" I'm like, "Hang on," and I watched the preview. I was like, "No, but I want to."
Yeah.
This looks amazing.
This looks awesome. This is directed by
Yeah.
the guy who directed Die Hard,
Predator.
This
Last
has so
Action
much
Hero, The Crown,
potential.
Tom's Crown, Hunt for Red October. All these home runs.
Oh,
The best
fuck.
action movies of all time. And then the Rollerball.
The movie that killed him.
Yeah.
Well, killed his career.
He fucking deserved it.
So, yeah, this away game, they sabotage the glass very obviously, too. It's like
Yeah.
there's a lot of nodding going on. Like,
They're
this
like,
time.
you did it.
Then you see a guy with he's down in the crowd, like,
There's a lot of nodding and
pulls,
conspiracies, huh?
Yeah.
pulls out a screwdriver.
Giving the thumbs up the
Yep.
whole time.
Got it. And then somebody gets body checked through the glass, and then the fans just
Attack them.
tear them apart.
Like they're not being fed and they're going to eat them.
I'm sure that was part of the missing script.
Yeah.
As far as the civil unrest is part of this yeah.
They've created Rollerball to satiate the masses.
And then it slayed me when you're watching her motorcycle around and it's bouncing around and the Shutterstock boing, boing.
Oh, wow.
Boing.
They use that sound later, too.
Yes.
$70 million to get you some sweet sound effects. Why not dirt bikes?
Can we talk about how small the track is?
Yeah.
Tiny.
Yeah.
It's
Like, how does the motorcycle fit on it?
You'd be like,
how
that's one lap.
Yeah.
I made a note of that later. Is like it would be impossible. Like, have you ever ridden a motorcycle?
Yes, it's been a.
I've owned a couple, and I don't think I could comfortably ride a motorcycle on a track that big, especially not like a crotch rocket, which they're riding.
Yeah.
And then put 20 people on
Little
roller
Kawasaki-
skates.
Yeah.
Even 5 people on roller skates or rollerblades going around there is going to be confusing for one and very dangerous.
Yeah.
Add 50 more people and 2 motorcycles, and you just got a recipe for
It needed to be
disaster.
like one. Just do roller derby, but with a
Yeah.
ball
Mm-hmm.
and you get
and then a catwalk in the middle, some jumps,
yeah.
maybe some spikes, some hidden spikes or something. So they go to Mongolia next. They actually got Slipknot in this
Yeah.
movie, which surprised me.
I think
But they were big back in 02.
When-
I don't think it's actually. I think I read it wasn't actually them. Is it? That's in my head for some reason. Like they just used the costumes.
Slipknot must have sued the hell out of
I
this
don't.
guy
That's in
then.
my head. I don't know if that's true. For some reason, that's in my
It'd be
head.
worth checking because
Yeah.
it looked like that. Like it looked like Corey Taylor.
No, I think it
giving
was
her-
supposed to be like Slipknot, but it's just actually not really them. Maybe that's not true. I don't know.
we'll
Maybe
look it
it's a
up.
different
'Cause
song
it
or
is their
something.
it is their song though.
Yeah.
It is for. I was a big Slipknot fan
Okay.
back in the day. It is one of their songs.
I take it back. That's probably not true. Edit that out.
No, we're leaving it in.
We leave it all in.
Everything stays in, except for my overly long-winded stories I sometimes go into. So they find out Sergei's dead. I loved the way that she
Who's
delivered. He was the TV
apartment
guy.
guy.
Oh, okay.
The apartment guy we know nothing about.
Yeah.
He died off camera. That's helpful.
The game's
So did
over.
Toba.
Game's over. She's sitting on her motorcycle talking to Jonathan, and she's like, "Sergey is dead." And then LL walks up and's like, "What y'all talking about?" And she goes,
Hey, what's up?
drives into a crowd of people looking backwards.
Yep.
Just reckless.
I don't care.
She has a death wish for sure.
Yeah.
I
Well,
work out in the nude.
I do curls
This
topless.
is nothing. It's hard because boobs get in the way of curls, but I do it anyway.
Very dangerous.
then we get the night vision sequence.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, hold on.
So-
hold on. Oh no. You're skipping over a bunch here. Slow down. Because they play in Mongolia.
Yeah.
Then there's another game, or this is right before that game, because Aurora gets knocked off her bike by someone who's claiming to
That
be 8
huge
feet
guy.
tall.
Yeah.
He's like 2 feet over
He
the
could have been
top
on
of the bike.
PCP or something like that.
He's got to be 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
He's not. He's like 6 feet tall.
It's the can guy, right?
Hmm?
Because then LL Cool J says,
because they have that game, and then he
Then her-
he unhooks the petcock on her bike.
The
It's the
what?
actual term. The petcock is the thing that
Petcock.
takes the fuel from the gas tank into the injectors and stuff. It's a real thing. Look it up.
it's different than a cock pet.
Yes. or petting a cock. It's
Or a-
3 different things.
But also similar to a leather beaver tail butthole plug.
Can you buy those at the sex website?
A pet
It's
cock?
just
The cock
dildos.
pets? Just okay, sorry.
A
just
pet
dildos.
cock reminds me of Big Mouth and those little fuzzy dicks.
Have you watched Big Mouth season 3? Or
Yeah.
like the newest one?
Yeah. Oh my God. Side note. This has to do with. I meant to tell you this. So, this fragrance brand that I know of just launched a new fragrance.
Does this have to do with anything with pet cocks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Everything
kind of.
to do with pet cocks.
It has to do with Big Mouth. This fragrance company just released a new fragrance, and the scent is bubble bath.
Bubble Bath.
Bubble bath.
That's fun.
He brings out that little dick with the stamp.
Yeah.
Not a lot of guys want to suck their dad's dicks these days. Holy. Yeah, anyway, okay, we're getting sidetracked. Yeah, she leaves a gas trail, and this scene,
And then he cracks gunpowder out.
I thought it looked like a cigarette butt. It looked like a cigarette butt he pulled out of his pocket and dropped into the gas. It hit it, and then it cut to the motorcycle, and they're like, get off the motorcycle, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
first of all, cigarettes will not ignite gasoline. We tried it as kids. It doesn't work. It was actually wasn't us. It was my buddy's dad.
I saw it on Mythbusters too.
It doesn't work. Yeah, like you need a full-on spark.
These
or
are
you need a
Russian
flame.
cigarettes, though,
Yeah, it's true.
or Mongolian
They are
cigarettes.
Yeah.
stronger than Russian cigarettes. But yeah, lights that on fire. She manages to get off the bike. But LL ends up going up
LL
over the
grabs
glass.
her off the bike.
And how does he end up going up over the glass? Like 15 feet in the air into the crowd, and then ends up in the hospital.
Yeah. And he's
Yeah,
totally
this
fine.
This is just before the night vision scene.
Right.
So yeah, he's getting interviewed there, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm fine, I'm good." And then Rebecca Romaine and Jonathan get
This
in there.
movie's so horrible.
It's so bad. Get in there, and they're going to escape.
We don't know they're planning this escape.
Yeah.
They just get to the hospital and they're like, "Get your stuff."
I thought he was
Let's
going to
go.
I thought he was getting murdered in the
They
hospital.
they sneak into the hospital in a disguise, right?
Yeah.
She's wearing some sort of weird Arabian
Veil.
Nights veil thing. And then she leaves. She's like, "No, I have family. I have to stay." And then they're like, "Okay, let's go." They're standing at the window, and then we just cut to them in a truck.
Yeah.
All shot in night vision.
In night vision.
Now, hold on. What season is it there? Is it cold? Is it hot? It seems like it's summertime,
Yeah.
but they're wearing winter coats.
Well, it's Quebec.
Well,
So I think when I looked into this, they shot it initially, but they fucked up and it was too dark to use. So then they reshot. That entire scene was completely reshot. And then for some reason they couldn't finish it or it didn't turn out the way they wanted. So they decided to throw that filter over it
oh my.
to make it night vision. This is the point where I paused it. I literally paused it and was like, because I thought it was just going to be a couple shots like inside. Oh, that's
Yeah.
kind of like this is like Sicario, like when they're in the tunnels type thing. But I was like,
But not a whole.
Artistic choice.
Yeah, not a whole sequence.
This guy did Die Hard, didn't he?
Yeah.
Predator, the Thomas Crown Affair, The Last Action Hero, Die Hard with the Vengeance, The Hunt for Red October.
I know what I'm doing.
So
These poor editors must the suicide rate.
So then they start getting chased. They get chased. They manage to easily run one vehicle off the road. No
Yeah.
problem. And then they sandwich the other one between the railing and them. And they start talking about some dude that we have no idea who he is. Hey, remember how old Johnny Stevenson died? And they're like, yeah, what are you thinking? Trade me. They puts him on the wheel. They, for some reason, have a motorcycle in the back.
Yep.
Get on the motorcycle.
Yeah, that was cool.
Cop turn the car 180, hit the brakes. The chase vehicle hits them, and they escape out the back on the motorcycle.
It's a good move. That was cool. I was like, that's a cool move.
It's completely unfathomable, though.
It's not going to work in the open desert, but
Yeah, well, that's what I was wondering.
There they are.
Was it desert or was it?
It was desert.
they were in Mongolia, right? They
Yeah.
were- yeah. Okay.
Yeah, oh, I guess. Yeah, it would be
Like
desert.
tundra.
Yeah.
Tundra. They looked cold. Then they're on the motorcycle, and he's like, "How fast are we going?" Looks down at this bottom and goes, "I don't know. It's in kilometers," even though it says MPH right at the
Yeah.
bottom.
He's like,
And
it says clicks.
Jonathan can see it from behind LL, so LL obviously has some problems with his eyes.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "No, that says miles per hour." So now they're doing 200 kilometers an hour. Kilometers for the layperson.
Kilometers.
200 kilometers an hour. You can't talk to each other at that speed.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, what's going on? How fast are we going? 200 kilometers an hour? That's crazy. You'd have to be like, how fast are we going? You're screaming. Because they did like Mythbusters did the thing where you're skydiving and like Point Break, you can't yell at each other because there's no
Oh, that's fun.
air to carry the sound waves. So if you're doing 200 kilometers an hour and the wind is taking your voice away, the sound doesn't carry.
Interesting.
You could do what about intimately in the ear?
Yeah. What about?
Like Jim and Greg. Like the way Jim and Greg speak to each other while
Yeah.
Katie's sleeping.
While blowing on my.
She's having a really good night tonight, isn't she, Greg? It's great.
You want us to fluff those 16 pillows for
Yes,
you? I got it. Cool. I'll get the body pillows. You get the other ones.
It takes all night because there's too many fucking pillows.
Where's your bed? It's nothing. It's just pillows.
What's wrong with this girl?
So they make it to the border, and the border is just a giant drawbridge.
It's a giant jump.
It's a jump.
I directed the Thomas Crown up there. Make this border a jump.
It's a jump.
And then he doesn't even jump.
I know.
I forgot about that.
They get shot. They shoot out the back wheel from like a mile. Oh no! The bad guys.
I
the
lost
bad
my
guys-
shit when I saw the boss was there.
The
Yeah.
boss is there.
The
and
bad
they're-
guy boss was there, Leon.
They're using mortars. They have like a portable mortar in the back of the truck. Just foomp.
That they brought with them to Mongolia.
It's on our plane. You can't search our plane. It's fine.
my
Oh, they are loud mortars.
vengeance.
So they hit him with a mortar. Boom. They set the bike on its side. They rack him out, and they're like, "Oh man, there's the border right there." And all of a sudden, boom, they start to disconnect
can
the
make
jump. They're like,
it.
"No, we can't make it together." Even though they were just doing 200
Yeah.
kilometers an hour together on the motorcycle, like we won't be going fast enough. He hits it. LL hits it at like 40K an hour and just
Yeah.
boom, jumps it. And he's like, "Oh man, he made
He's
it."
like,
Oh, he did jump it. I thought he.
No,
Yeah.
because the owner's like, what was the name of the evil henchman that worked for the owner?
I don't know. I wanted to
Sarah
call him
Cav or
The-
Sarah
the-
Tav or something weird.
Like the
that.
brown English dude?
The
Yeah.
guy that was always just
Oh no!
broodingly staring
that
at
guy
no,
was
that
the ball
Sanjay.
collector
That was-
from Planet Terror.
That was Sanjay. Anyway, the right hand hitman to the boss is like, he's like, "Oh, grab the gun." He brings the gun and he goes, "Wait, let's see if he makes it first." And they let him jump, and then he's like, "Whoa, he made it.
Magnificent.
Now shoot him." Then he makes a shot from what appears to be a mile away.
Yeah.
Well, it's got such a
Gets
big
him.
scope.
Moving target though, maybe a little bit of wind. Impossible shot. Like Mark,
And he
Mark
nails him.
Wahlberg could have made
Especially in the pitch dark.
Yeah.
it with night vision.
Yeah,
guess.
did they have
People
night
need to remember
vision?
the whole thing is night vision.
The whole sequence.
But there's a plane. We forgot about the plane. They're like, there's
Oh
a,
yeah.
Wait.
there's like they're doing 200 clicks, and then they're like, this is like, whoa, they look behind them, and there's a car lights, and they're like, that's a fast car, dude. Not Keanu's like, that's a LL, that's a fast car.
That's a fast car, dude.
And then they're like, then you realize it's not a car, it's a plane, which is a kind of a cool reveal, but it's all night vision, and you're furious that you paid $15 to watch this movie in fucking theaters from the director of Die Hard, Predator.
The plane passes them at over 200 kilometers an hour and proceeds to land at that speed in front of them.
Oh,
If
that's
you've
right.
ever been on an airplane, they usually slow down before they land.
Yeah.
And
So-
the force of the, have you ever seen that? The force of the air would kill them.
Yeah.
They land at over 200 kilometers an hour, 120 miles per hour for our American listeners. We actually have quite a few of them. And they land this plane.
Is it Jim and Greg?
Both of them.
They're both American.
And their brothers.
Wow, that
Greg's
makes a
got
whole
Greg and
dynamic.
Jim. It's weird. It's odd at family gatherings.
Whatever keeps them together.
They land on a dirt road in this giant plane, and then these guys on the motorcycle are like, well, let's go off-road. They go off-road. All of a sudden, they look over, and they're like, oh, no, they've got an off-road plane. This is after they've offloaded a Jeep out of the back of it while moving still.
Oh, yeah. That's where the
This
70
was-
million went.
Ridiculous. You
Did
can't
they say
believe-
off-road plane?
They said that they
Yeah.
have an. They goes. I guess this bike is an off-road bike because at one point he's like, "This bike isn't made for off-road." It's because he said it's a hog, so I'm guessing it's a
Yeah.
Harley.
Right.
And then he's like, "Oh, who said this bike wasn't off-road?" And then Jonathan's like, "Oh, well, looks like they got an off-road plane."
Who said this isn't an off-road bike? I've got news for you, Red! They've got an off-road airplane!
This script must have been so good. There's all these little nuggets, like that moment, like that. Like the way you just said it was awesome. The way it happened was a night vision.
So okay, they don't even tell us if Marcus,
They don't even say it's
Marcus-
dark.
Marcus, that was his name.
It's just night vision.
Did LL die?
Yeah, they
did he-
say at the very end.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I thought they just kind of insinuated that he did. Because at one point, because right after this is where they take a plane ride to the
Back
mine.
to Russia, yeah.
And
Back
this
to
is-
the mines.
And this is where, on the plane ride, Sanjay's like, "Oh, so what are you going to do about your girlfriend?" He's like, "You don't think you have any secrets, do you?" So he's alluding to the fact that they know that Aurora and him are banging. So then Jonathan comes up with this plan, like, okay, I'm going to pretend that I want to be part of the team and I want ownership and I want to be, making money, but they got to let Aurora go. And of course, the owner's like, yeah, of course, for sure. Sounds good. They'll get rid of her. No problem. No, he goes,
People go missing all the time.
whoa, I don't want her
And
to
he's
die.
like, no, just trade her.
And he's not even convincing. He's like, no, it's not like I hate her. I just don't want her around,
Like she's like lame now. Like
Yeah. I mean, like,
since LL died, I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to go in a new direction. Yeah.
we need new people, I want to
Yeah.
be your friend so we can like make money together, bro.
Dude.
So he shows up at the next game because he's like, okay, you're going to play through the playoffs and I'll give you all the money you want. That's when he's like, no, I want more than that. This reporter's like, hey, where is Ridley? You guys are always together. And he's like,
He takes 10 minutes to himself.
looking super sad, but not even sad like, oh, my best friend just died. Sad like,
Like I'm in this movie sad.
Yeah.
I was expecting Die Hard level action and this is
Yeah.
just not. Cutting
You
it.
directed Die Hard!
So she gets traded.
To the Horde.
Oh,
That was a good move, though.
They said that Ridley got malaria
Yeah.
while he was on an archaeological dig in Africa.
Even though he was just in Mongolia with y'all.
Imagine that was your job. Your job is to write bios for the introduction of these players in Rollerball.
The suicide rate must be through the roof.
Yeah.
This guy's new. Oh man, like, what do you want me to write for this guy? Is he even here? No, he's dead. But just say he was doing something cool. How about he got malaria while he was on an archaeological dig in South America?
I think that's what happened to the director. He got-
Yeah. That would make sense.
He went on an archaeological trip after 2003, and he hasn't come back yet. So now we're in the final game, and she got her tattoo. So apparently they
Which
tattoo.
it doesn't, what is the meaning? What
As-
is the meaning of this?
Well,
the
it's
meaning in
your-
the original script was that now you're a part of the system. You're part of the repressed.
Oh.
You're just another number, a cog in the machine, working for the Frenchmen.
I just thought it was their number, their team number, and it's like, okay, you're number 6, so we're gonna tattoo 6 under your eye. But we both have tattoo. Do you have any tattoos? You ever got a tattoo?
I have a tattoo. yeah.
Okay, so you know that would not look like that hours after getting tattooed.
Yeah.
It would be covered up, hopefully, and then it would be red and inflamed and
Well,
bruised.
I'm sure they're not like putting any ointment on anything.
Get out and play.
Putting vodka, yeah.
Yeah, just drink this. So it's game time, and they come up with new rules.
There are no rules.
No fouls and no penalties.
I
They
didn't realize there
still-
were fouls or penalties
Yeah,
to
when-
begin with.
Where was the penalty called when Toba was fucking hit in the face?
Are there even referees?
There were, but they weren't doing anything. Yeah.
So Aurora's on the other team now. She's playing for the Horde. And she tries to, because she learns that through
They're-
just observing in the open in the locker room, they're sharpening up a.
Yeah.
Is it the helmet?
No,
the back of a helmet or something,
it's
or-
the like a
It's a
lacrosse.
Scoop. It's like
Oh,
a
yes,
scoop.
you
It's a
mentioned that
roller
before.
scoop.
Yeah.
It's a roller scoop, dude.
Do they just well,
Dude,
some
that's
of
a
the,
roller scoop. You gotta get your shit right.
Do some of the players get to use those?
I don't know. There's no
When
rules.
there's no rules, yeah.
All right, I'm bringing a hockey stick. I'm bringing M16.
You can still probably kill somebody even if it wasn't sharpened. It's still.
Yeah.
Just enough velocity to get in there on rollerblades. She tries to, so she steals a motorcycle on the court, gets over there, hits him, trips him, and is like, "Get out of here! They're gonna kill you!" And she's
That
like,
was a fun moment.
"You
Yeah.
get out of here!" I love that. He's like, instead of thanks for warning me,
Yeah,
you
he's
get
like,
out of here.
no, you.
You get out of here.
You have to leave. They're going to kill you. No, they're going to kill you.
Yeah.
Once
He's
you're
like,
in this game-
Aurora, get off the court.
That was good. That was good.
Right after this, he gets rocked by the big dude,
Yeah.
and then he just decides to take on the whole team
Yeah.
single-handedly.
Because that's the tin can guy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because LL Cool J goes, he's like, what's that? And then LL Cool J's like, looks like a.
Oh, did you write
I
down?
wrote it down. I'd say that's a good time in a can.
Good time in a can.
Is that from something? That's anyway.
There's Blast in a Glass from Jersey
Might
Shore.
have been old tuna commercials from 2002.
Good time.
Good times in a can.
From Lonely Fisherman.
Canned oysters. He takes on the whole team, gets his ass handed to him like
Yeah,
every good action
he's-
movie character does, because he has to come back and fight adversity.
Yeah.
Realize all the action movies you just referenced in that sentence were directed by this guy.
Yeah.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Predator.
Thomas Crown Affair.
Run for Red October.
So everybody else gets.
They leave the court
Yeah.
Nobody helps him. Not one team member jumps out there to save him.
because they realize if they do, they're gonna get killed. Because
But power in numbers. Like, help your
they
your
only
star-
realize
help
that
your
at the very
star.
end.
I love that he just. I did love how he was just getting the shit kicked out of him. He wasn't giving up.
Yeah.
Great moment. There's some like little vibes, little moments there where I was like, I'm feeling something in my heart, even though I hate this guy in this movie. But he's not giving up, and he just whoops everybody's ass. And He's
Yeah.
like, fuck you. He's
I think
full
that's,
Michael Jordan.
that's due to the crowd chanting his name, though. Like, I think if they didn't start that chant,
Because the giant former mine worker who made it on this team climbs up the wall and he's like, "They're killing him! Don't you see?" And then he gets pulled down, and then some random
mine worker.
that random like Chinese army guy in the suit just pulls out a gun and fucking shoots him.
That
Forgot
guy-
about
That's-
that. Can we make
that's-
that clear that this movie is so fucking crazy that a Russian guy gets pulled into a crowd and then shot by a random person, and I forgot about it.
And this is right before.
And then that's when they're like the mine workers.
Well, because some henchmen come out with guns and are like, "Hey, sit down and
Sit
play
down.
the game." And they're like, and he just stares at him and goes,
Jonathan. Yeah.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
The crowd starts, and he's like basically hulking out, like, "Yeah, brother." Gets up, just
I wanted
reinvigorated.
the band to start jamming with him again.
I know. Bam, 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 bam,
Well, they didn't get the
bam.
cue from him, so because
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I forgot to cue the band."
Because he was bleeding.
Then he gets up, beats up that guy, he kills him. How does he kill him? I
He
just wrote kills the big guy.
he's skating.
He's getting
and
beside him, and he trips his legs out, and then the
Yes.
guy's face hits a thing.
hits the
Yeah,
ramp.
because when you trip a person, they actually fly up in the air, like they elevate and then spin.
Have you ever
and they're-
fallen on roller skates?
Yeah, you go up like, because the wheels send you up.
Yeah.
And he breaks his neck on the jump, and
Fuck,
then
cool. That was a cool moment. I like that.
and then there's a lot of slow motion after that.
Yeah, and then he grabs.
wait.
He's skating around and he grabs the metal ball, and then the announcer was like, "He's gonna
Not Tom
fucking
Arnold.
do it." Not Tom Arnold is like, "He's gonna fucking do it."
through the glass, hits Petrovich with it
Right in the head.
in the box seat.
And
so
I'm
man,
sorry.
he must have backflipped or something.
That assumably kills Tobo, the ball to the head, but
Allegedly.
Leon is fine.
And then
I also-
somehow gets downstairs.
I also like how they used the commentators as a narrative tool to tell us exactly what was going on the
Yeah.
entire time. I can't believe they're doing this. No rules. Oh my God, no.
It's like Basil exposition.
Oh my God, he fell into the crowd and then some random person shot him. Why did that happen?
We'll tell you all about it on this episode of The
I married
Announcers.
Roseanne. I don't have a Tom Arnold impression, apparently.
Just got to talk really fast. talk really fast, unhinged. I'm just picturing him in that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie right now, True Lies.
True Lies.
Great movie.
Great movie.
So Petrovich managed to get downstairs to the locker room or
the gun locker room.
Yes, his private gun locker room.
And he's looking for keys.
which has been stolen.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jonathan beats him to death with a stool.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Was pretty
and
cool.
blocks a shotgun blast with a stool.
This was the peak,
That was 300 scene right there. Just
yeah.
because nothing cooler than ending your movie with a guy on roller skates walking on carpet. Have you ever tried fucking walking through your house on roller skates? You're just like shuffling along the carpet. There's nothing cooler than that.
reaching for the walls.
Oh,
I'll be over there in a second.
It's.
I didn't even notice that. Yeah, he's like marching.
Yeah.
I think at the end he's just wearing shoes. There's a clear. He's just walking because I stopped because I was laughing and then I checked because you just if you ever had roller skates on carpet you kind of have to shuffle.
Yeah.
Because you don't
A lot as a kid.
Don't actually roll.
No, you can't. You just have to shuffle and then beat a French guy to death with a stool.
In slow motion.
Good moments. Like that whole like sequence with the shotgun was
Yeah.
nice.
And then the ball collector
Sanjay.
reveals himself as the key stealer.
This guy we've met like twice before.
Yeah. And he allegedly is the mastermind or some shit, but then he immediately gets obliterated with a shotgun.
The shotgun that's still on the lock
Yeah.
thing. I don't know how many shells he actually put in there, but
2?
apparently he put in 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw him put 2 in.
It gave him a nice one-liner like, oh, you know what you do when you tear down an empire? Don't do it yourself. And then he's like, I'm not done.
Yeah. Means I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, cool.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I'm not finished or
yeah.
something like
Wow.
that. I'll put it in right here. It's something totally different. Doesn't it? I love doing that. We try to quote something and it's completely wrong. I'll put
You're
it
like,
the same scene.
okay.
I'm like, oh, that's not even close. And then that was it.
Yeah. He gets rescued or picked up by what's her name?
And
Aurora.
Aurora's like, I'm going to take you home to my bed this time.
This is don't forget the revolution.
Yeah, that
The crowd literally starts revolting and eating everybody alive, and then somebody in the crowd literally says, "You don't control us anymore."
yeah. Oh yeah.
And then not Tom Arnold says, "They're not controlling them anymore."
And then she's
case
like,
we missed
"We have
it."
to take you to a doctor and then to my bed."
And then it just freeze frame on him like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite bad movie
Credits.
trope is like climax happens, movie ends.
Yep.
And this one, like right to the bitter end, there was only about 4 minutes of credits. So I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, it's 10 minutes left.
Because they're
Still
like,
going.
everybody's
7
like,
minutes left,
don't put
still
our name
going.
on this.
Yeah.
Just roll them fast.
Just roll the fucking credits stat.
And that was it.
That was Rollerball, 2002.
I'm ashamed of myself. and
Yeah,
my
this is
family.
this is the award for best
Yes.
worst guest pick.
You've won it.
Thank you.
You've
Well
won
done.
it.
I'm honored.
I wanted to do that. I wanted to give you that because this movie was something that it took itself so seriously. Like it
Yeah.
wanted, like you knew it wasn't messing around. It was like, this is an action movie. This is a serious movie with a $70 million budget that did. Like I was expecting when I looked up the budget in box office, I was thinking maybe 15 million. Maybe it made like 8,
Yeah.
not $70 million.
Yeah. Where?
It's the crazy thing is that the trailer looks. I've watched the trailer a couple times. Like I've been trying to get my wife to watch this for a while, and she's like, "No." I'm like, "It looks so great."
She knows better. She's like,
Yeah.
She's got good instincts. Well, apparently, clearly not. But yeah. So it looks good on paper. You pitch it to somebody who directed this. Everything. It's like it looks home run.
No.
No.
when you said, have you watched it? And I watched the trailer, I went, it can't be that bad.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad, but it's not gonna be that bad. When I started watching it, I was like, I'm just gonna look up what it got on Rotten Tomatoes. It was like 3 and 14%.
It's the only time I've actually seen a Rotten Tomato score, and I'm like,
Okay.
"That's okay."
Suits it.
I'm with you.
What did you real rate this? What's your real rating on this one?
Oh, I real rated it 1 night vision scene out of 32.
Wow, nice.
I don't know how many scenes are in the movie, but
Yeah.
that's how many scenes.
I give us a real rating of 2 vengeance out of 10 off-road airplanes.
Yeah,
I don't even know how it got 2. It should have been 1.
Yeah. I real rated this 1 pink cameo
Oh, right.
Oh, she was in there twice.
Twice.
Yeah, that's right.
out of 1 pink cameo out of 10. He could be on PCP.
I just remembered how that corpse husband guy talks. He's kind of low like this.
Oh, way
Talking
lower
like
than
There's
this.
no.
I did get recognized for my voice in person the other day. In a f***ing drive-through.
Pink
Something
song
kinda
in the
like that,
movie.
though.
No, she lip
Not
syncs to Rob Zombie.
Is she lip syncing there?
Yeah, she's not singing it.
That's a good agent. She's got a good agent. Where he's
Yeah.
like, okay, remember Die Hard, Predator, the Thomas Crown Affair.
Hunt for Red October.
We're gonna get you in that movie, not your song. We're gonna get you in the movie.
It's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Like Die Hard 5. Well, that was everybody. That was Rollerball. Nash. That was fun.
Thanks. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
Do you have anything to plug? Do you want to plug anything?
No, I got nothing.
Okay.
I have an Instagram, but don't go there.
All right.
It's just got 1 picture of my dog.
When we start doing
Nice.
comedy again, when comedy's back up and running.
Yeah,
back
just
on
this
here
was
to
nice
promote
to just talk to somebody.
It's nice, eh? This is the whole idea is that it's we no time limit. We try to stick to between an hour and 2 hours, and it's just unhinged. You just shoot the shit and riff.
Always
and it's
unhinged.
fun.
Yeah.
There's no holds barred.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
The
God
usual
bless.
stuff. Subscribe, hit the like button, Instagram, Facebook,
Smash it.
everywhere you find podcasts, you can find us.
Give us suggestions.
Oh wow, wow, wow! Right.
Shout out to Jim and Greg.
Jim
Yeah.
Gray.
Thank you. My foot fanners.
All right, let's call it there. Bye, everybody.
Real guy.